guys, welcome back to the Laugh Daily Podcast. It is epic to have you here. What are we doing, Andrew?
Today, we're talking about jobs. We have been fired from our first jobs and maybe subsequent jobs. We don't know, but we're going to talk about it because everybody has a first job at some point.
I bet a lot of you are curious what we used to do before YouTube.
Yes, me too.
A lot of good conversations to be had. But before we dive into that conversation, we got a fun game, as always, to loosen the bones.
Huh?
You know, when you start off, you got to stretch.
Oh,
You got to get prepared for this podcast.
Loosen the bones.
yeah, those bones. How are your bones feeling today?
Okay, they were better. And then you
Now they're worse?
yeah, you started touching them.
Oh, oops.
So this game is called Customer Service, guys.
All right.
It's a pretty simple, fun game. Improv game. One person is the employee at a fast food restaurant. The other two are customers.
Got it.
So the employee has to handle these customers, whatever they
Sweet.
are like.
Question, do we have like a place of...
We can. Where would you
Why
like
don't we
this?
all establish where it will be?
Where are we?
We're at McDonald's.
Oh, epic.
Yeah. Or it
McDonald's
could be Walmart.
waiter?
Yeah. Yeah.
Walmart?
Yeah. Well,
How about Applebee's?
Applebee's.
Applebee's? Is that it?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Applebee's.
Sure.
And you're the waiter.
I'm the waiter.
Love
Okay.
that.
All right, gentlemen. Are you ready?
Yep.
Yep.
Hey guys, I'm Justin. I'm going to be your waiter today. Have you guys been here before?
Hey, I actually... sorry, I sat down because no one seated me. So I didn't know if you... I don't know if... I mean, this is obviously... I'm not with him. But like...
Who am I?
Well, I just sat down at this table.
Why is he sitting with me at my table?
Okay.
Oh, sorry. You guys don't know each other?
Well, no, but that's part of the problem.
We
It's
do
like,
now, though.
I mean, I can sit here and eat if you want, but I didn't see any open tables and no one came to sit me. So
I apologize for that. I'm just the waiter, so I'll have to talk with the hostess. We do have a hostess who drops you
okay,
guys off.
yeah, I didn't see them at all.
Well, are you guys okay with sitting right here together? Or would you like to
No.
sit somewhere?
No, that's
I'm
fine. Yeah, or I mean, if he doesn't want
This
to,
was my table. I
That's
got a
fine.
reservation for me, and he just sat down.
Okay, so if he had
At first, he sat down on me.
Okay, sorry, but there wasn't a lot of room for you to give. Anyway,
Because it's my table.
I think we'll just order together. Is that cool with you? Yeah, let's just order together.
Gosh.
Yeah, whatever.
Always
That's totally fine. I just want to make sure you guys are happy. But can I start you guys off with
Water.
Yeah, what do you want? Water? Okay, yeah, water is fine.
Water for both? You guys don't want to try our new strawberry rhubarb lemonade?
If I wanted that, would have said that.
What's in it?
It's got strawberries, fresh cut strawberries.
Hmm.
Of course, sugar. We got some sparkling carbonated water, as well as rhubarb flavor.
Nice.
It's really good. It's
What's
a new
rhubarb?
beverage.
I've never tried rhubarb.
Can we just move on with
It's
the
like a
drinks,
vegetable.
please? Because I'm thirsty.
You know what? I'll go get you guys waters.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, here are your waters, gentlemen.
Oh,
Darn it.
oh, that's okay.
It's fine. I could get
No,
you,
it's
I could
fine.
get
It's
you another
fine.
water.
This
It's
happens
fine.
all the time.
We have napkins.
I've got 12 kids.
Here
This
you go.
happens all the time. Let me
Yeah,
just
but
take
now-
my shirt off.
Do I just get your water?
I would.
Oh, it's all over my clothes.
Okay, I'll just take his water.
Here, do you mind? I mean, because we're at a booth, I'm just going to take off all my clothes. But
well, we have a policy. You have to keep your clothes on. If you would like to use the bathroom, you can. Otherwise, we
I'm
ask you
wet.
to
What do you
step
want? I'm not
outside.
going to go to the bathroom.
Well, you could step outside. That'd be fine.
It's cold outside.
Do you guys have lemons and limes?
Yeah, we could get you both, sir.
Thank you.
What's your favorite thing to eat?
I
mean, on this menu.
right. There's a few. I really like the cheeseburger, and I add bacon to that.
Sorry, appetizers only.
Okay.
Appetizers, I would go with the hot wings. Absolutely.
That's not an
Easy.
appetizer, sir.
Do you have anything that's non-GMO or GHT?
As far as ingredients wise, I do not know if our food is non-GMO.
Or
but
Do you even work here?
I could check. That's just something.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you want to split something?
Sure.
A cheeseburger?
Yeah.
Okay.
Could you like have half mine like with? This is kind of confusing. My half, right? Half cheese, half non.
On your half.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's pretty simple. It's a fourth cheese.
Sure. Yeah, we can do that.
Just make sure it's my half. Because on the other half, I want then put the lettuce, pickles, tomatoes just on that side.
And then my half, I would like half my patty to be cooked medium and the other half to be rare.
That Actually, I do not think we can do. Because
It's like he comes over here. He's like, "What do you want? How can I help you?" How he can't even help us. Can we get another waiter?
I get that every time I come, sir, and it's always been fine.
ridiculous.
But I don't know what's going on today.
No, this is ridiculous.
you could speak to the manager.
Yes, done. Let's speak to him.
Fine.
Go get him.
Go get him, please.
Gentlemen, what seems to be the problem here?
What
Your
is
waiter
wrong?
won't make my meal.
And what was your meal?
Oh my gosh.
Get it every time.
I want to make sure you guys are taken care of. So what could be done?
Me and my friend here are getting upset.
We're splitting
I'm try-
Oh, okay. No,
I'm
you want to
trying
talk? Go
to
ahead.
solve this. So just let me know what it is.
Yeah.
I'm bored.
We're splitting a cheeseburger.
Yes.
Let me just make it simple for you. Into fourths, okay? We'll do the splitting ourselves because clearly you don't know how to do that.
Sir, your tone.
We're splitting it into four.
Sir,
Stop.
we are in a restaurant. There are customers around. I need your tone down.
I identify as a squirrel. And so every time you say sir, it's offensive to me.
Okay.
He's yelling
I
at
want
you.
you to keep it down.
I'm going to film this and put you on the news.
Oh,
You're
do it.
yelling
Oh,
at
I'm
us.
gonna have to ask you guys to leave.
Have
Are
you
you
heard-
kidding?
Have you heard of the
This-
news? Have you
get
heard
out.
of the
Get up
news?
right now.
No, I'm not leaving.
We're going to Chili's.
I'm not going to Chili's.
up. I can
This
care less
is
where you
I
go.
want to sit. Get up. No.
Security, right now.
Oh, I don't see anyone coming.
Oh man, I don't know how I would have been able to handle you guys in real life if I was working as a waiter.
Huh?
Yeah, that was pretty difficult.
Oh, man. I'm just giving you a snippet of how annoying I can be.
Oh, absolutely. And I feel like we should do these improv games, but where we don't know what the scene is, except it just unfolds.
Guys, leave a comment of random scenes, and Rick will pick one next time.
Okay, I like that. That's really good.
But as you guys know, YouTube has not been our full-time job forever. So we have had jobs in the past. How many jobs?
Don't look at me.
I've had 2 jobs before you.
Oh, me?
How many of you?
I thought you were asking me about your jobs. I don't know your jobs.
Well, you're about to find out.
I said I already answered your question. I've
2.
had 2 jobs. How many have you had?
Many.
Many. And I've had
Many jobs?
Many jobs.
I've had 2 and some, I guess.
Are we talking about like
freelance? Does that count?
since high school and stuff?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll start at the very beginning. What was everyone's very first job?
Yikes. First job. Go ahead, Justin.
Yeah, my first job was a busser at a Mexican restaurant in town.
My guy.
I was in high school. I mean, I feel like that's the typical role as a high schooler. You're like, I'm the busser, cleaning up, doing chores around the restaurant, make sure everything's clean.
How'd you do?
That I did not get fired from.
Ooh.
Yeah. I didn't like it,
That's great.
but I was a busser for a while. Man, it was all right.
Yeah.
I think I made minimum wage, which back then I can't remember what it was. It probably was like $7 or something.
Yes.
Back in the day, the
Oh,
old
my
days.
guys. My guy.
Yeah. But I do remember some funny experiences and everything like that, but I'll save those till after I hear your guys' first jobs.
Okay, I'll go next. My very first job was a summer job as a janitor for summer school.
Yes.
I would never have guessed a janitor.
Oh.
You just with the broom, taking out trash,
When
cleaning
you
the
find your
chalkboards.
calling, it's just.
That was not my calling.
Oh.
Wait, so why did you apply for that?
Well, so my mom worked in the school district and she was like, "Oh, there's a job opening for this specific 0 experience needed. Just got to take out the trash." I was like, "Okay, yes." So I applied, did an interview, and boom.
It probably was good pay, right? At the Air Force?
No. This was the school district.
Oh, the school district. Okay, so
Yeah.
yeah.
He was trying to work his way up to principal.
Yeah, I was this close, and then summer ended. I was no longer needed for summer school.
Wow.
Dang.
Interesting.
I can't remember which one of these was my first job, but I'll tell you, I think my first job was at a cable install company. It was during summer.
Like the Jim Carrey movie?
It was like we were throwing cables like up in the rafters of like schools and connecting smart boards and projectors. This was like a multi like random cable, like had different cables like Cat5s and stuff company. It's called C3IS. I can put them on blast because they were atrocious.
And how did you get that position?
I don't know.
Like never working with cables.
I think it was what my like someone from church was like, hey, we're looking to hire blah, blah, blah. And it was like the boss was like just trying to get cheap labor. So they're like, teenagers, perfect. I mean,
Man.
it was
They
awful.
need money.
We called it C3 I guess because they would text us the night before if we were going into work or not. We're going into work? I guess. Who knows?
What was the interview process that just gave you like some ropes and chuck this as far as you can?
No interview, just orientation.
Oh,
I wonder if that company's still in business.
Prob's not. Hope
I know.
not.
Sounds like if they're just hiring a bunch of schmoes.
It was crazy. We had two workers that just spoke Spanish only, and then it was just like a bunch of kids on our side that were like doing the cable install, and this one guy who's like, "Yeah, I'm salary now. I'm trying not to do too much."
What?
He's like, "Yeah, I was hourly and making bank, but now I'm not going to work that hard. I'm on salary."
Huh.
I said, "That's goals right there, my guy."
I guess makes sense.
Yeah. Being a busser. Ah, man. I liked working in the restaurant industry because you get like a free meal when you work.
Ah,
That's
And as a high schooler, I was starving. I remember specific moments like bussing people's tables, and some people just would not eat their meal.
oh,
Somebody got the steak quesadillas,
COVID.
no touched. It was untouched, like 4 slices of quesadilla.
How?
I have no clue. So I take it in the back. I'd eat a slice.
Oh man.
Had to do it. I was starving, dude. And I'm like, people probably were like, oh, what if they sneezed on it? What if this? Come on.
Dude.
There's no way they
Look at
sneezed
him.
on
He's
it.
fine.
Yes.
Totally normal.
It was so good. But also, I remember working with people who only spoke Spanish.
I wish I could speak Spanish.
Our
Like,
dishwasher was a guy who only spoke Spanish, and he was hilarious. I would try to communicate with him, but it was just going nowhere.
he's just ticked at you. He's just so mad.
no, he was so friendly.
You just think he's just the happiest guy ever, but he's just so mad at you. Why are you cleaning this off before I get it? And he's like, you're so happy.
I only knew Spanish. One of the guys I was working with knew Spanish. He was teaching me things because I wanted to like talk to him.
Yeah.
And he just taught me one thing, and that's the only thing I know. Limpio mucho pesco en el baño. So I'd go up to him and say that.
Why did he teach
hold
you
on.
that
What is
sentence?
that?
It's
Say.
just funny. It just means go and it's probably worded wrong, but it's go clean up all the fish in the bathroom fast. So I'd go up to him and tell him that, and he'd just be like, while he's washing the dishes.
He's like, I'm trying to work.
No, he was a goofy guy. He was.
Oh my.
So yeah, that was fun.
So I'm glad that you wanted to talk to him. So you just learned one sentence, and that was to tell him to go clean up the fish in the bathroom.
And that's what they communicated for.
Way to go.
How long did you work there?
I can't remember. It was probably like a year or two.
That is a heartwarming story. I think there's a
you.
lesson there. If you ever
Can
want
you
to
explain it? Because
what?
Yeah, what's
the
the
lesson?
lesson?
Well, if you ever want to, like, let's say you meet someone, you're like, man, I would really love to get to know them or to learn, like, maybe they speak a different language. Just learn one sentence. Maybe it's hilarious. Maybe it doesn't have anything to do with anything.
probably better if it's just hilarious.
And say that over and over to them.
I didn't say it over.
I'm
and
sure a
over.
friendship will be established.
He's just standing in the back, just saying that over and over again, staring at him.
The guy just is just so done with this phrase. He hears it every day.
Get out of here, man.
Justin's always popping in, just dying laughing at it.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty funny.
I was not a good worker though. I mean,
Really?
like, I got the job done, but I remember getting in trouble. I don't remember for what though during that
Eating the
that
customer's
job.
food.
No, they didn't know about that.
They weren't done. Goes up to go to the restroom. Goes to the restroom. Oh, sweet.
It was just brought out. Oh, they're not here anymore. Here we go.
Try it. First.
Yeah, so that was my
Try a
first
bite.
job. What about you guys? What about the job you got fired from? Because we all got fired, right?
Oh,
I've never been fired.
not
Okay,
yet.
weird flex.
I had to flex on him, but you guys have been fired.
Well, I guess that's only me and you talking about. Why did you get fired, Hyper?
I was working at a French bistro. Why? Don't know. Needed
That's
money.
the main question.
Bad.
Why? Out of all the
Why?
jobs you're working at, why was I working here? Why?
I don't
That's
know.
great.
I had never been a waiter before. And so my buddy was like, oh, I can hook you up with a job. I'm like, I don't know if here, you got the job. Okay. So I have this job at a French bistro. I mean, this was like legit food. You got to serve it the right way. You got to know the menu, all this stuff. So he's like, no, don't worry. We'll train you. I'm like, I've never really done anything. I'm worthless. And he was like, no, we'll train you. And then sure enough, I think the first or second day on the job, they never told me the menu. They never gave me the rundown. And then they were like, oh no, we're going to have lunch rush. Seth, get in there and take an order. Oh, well, I don't.
Man.
Okay. And so I go in there and I take the order. And I remember this because I didn't know what I was doing or how to start. Apparently you serve on the left side or what. I don't know what to do. And the lady stops me and goes, honey. I go, yeah. Is this your first time? I was like, yeah. She goes, well, it shows. Oh, okay. We'll see if I bring back your bread. But I did. And then the next day, I decided, you know what? I'm going to help the church with VBS for free and just not show up to work. So I did.
Your second day?
I don't remember. It was like a week or something that I was like, no, I'm not doing that again.
You didn't just quit. You just said, I'm just not going to
didn't show up. And then the guy's name was Gregory. Gregory calls me. He's like a French guy. I can't do the accent, but he's like, where are you? And I'm like, well, honestly, I think I'm just going to do this VBS. I'm here at the, I just was like, nah, I don't think I'm coming in. He's like, don't bother coming in again. It's like, oh, sweet.
I mean,
exactly what I wanted.
It's great.
It sounds like you messed up, but I feel like the restaurant messed up as well based on the story. Like they didn't teach you anything.
No training.
And throwing you in there, like that's.
And then I would ask, I'd be like, so are we gonna, and it was just nonstop, like go take people's orders and do the food. And I never knew, I'd never been in food at all. So I was like, I had no clue what to do. So I was just like, what? Why am I here? Bye.
Good times. Sounds
Great
like.
time.
I wish you would have served me.
Oh,
I got to experience that.
please.
First time waiter Seth. Come on.
I don't want to.
Yeah.
Well, I also got fired from a waiter position.
Huh.
That was my second and last job, California Pizza Kitchen.
What happened?
I wasn't a good worker. I didn't like being there. I know the whole point of like, being a waiter and working is to get money. But being there, I was like, I want to go home and play video games. I want to play with friends. As a waiter, you didn't work there that long.
No.
Yeah, so I feel like I worked there for a bit. And as you know, being a waiter, the majority of your money comes from tips.
Oh, see, I don't know.
You didn't know
He's telling you in case you
okay.
want to go back to the bistro.
So you have your hourly, which is lower,
Right.
but your tip, you can make bank if you're doing well, if you're at a good restaurant.
Right.
So I had my section of tables. The other waiters had their sections. So
Right.
I had like 3 or 4. Sometimes I just didn't want to do it. So I'd give my table to another waiter.
Yes.
So I only had like 1 or 2 tables. When I'm like looking back at it, like, why? I'm there and I'm giving
video games.
I'm literally giving away money to somebody else just because I don't want to be here.
You want this
They probably
table?
loved working with you.
Oh, I'm sure.
Justin's epic. Make him a shift
It
manager.
always gives me more money. I remember in particular because we were at his house one day playing some Halo, just vibing out.
preparing for
And his
job.
mom came downstairs and goes, Justin, aren't you supposed to be at work right now? Got him. He's like, I guess. It was
so that
way
was-
past his start time.
That was a
I mean,
big strike.
I guess I just got
How many strikes did you
a
get?
sword.
I don't know. But I mean, you're not supposed to touch lemons with your hands.
Wait.
When you're giving a person iced tea or whatever, you're supposed to use the little tongs. I would use
Yeah.
my hand, and
That
I
is
remember
just.
they would get onto me.
I can only imagine Justin just having these combos with the manager. Look, I know you want me to use these little tongs. I'm not going to do it.
It's so inconvenient. It takes longer. You have to scoop it
I'm
up.
just
and
going to
then
use my hands.
What do you think? There's going to be a global pandemic or something in the future?
Yeah.
Like this is
Can I just
ridiculous.
go home and play Halo, please?
and get paid.
And they get onto me for leaving the dishes at a customer who left at their table for too long. He'd be like, you need to be on top of it. You need to be going. So, I mean, looking back at it, again, I was not a good worker. So
you were.
it was validated that I should have been fired and did get fired.
Yes.
That was my question. You were officially let go.
Yes.
He said, "Get out."
And I was like, yes,
Halo. Let's go.
But I think at that point, if I remember correctly, we were doing YouTube at the same time. But it wasn't like anything.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
My second job, I got a job working at with the Air Force doing childcare at the youth center, doing school age stuff like kindergarten to 5th grade.
I didn't know that.
I was doing that for a long time. I started there. I thought the job. I started as another summer job. That's what I started as.
Yeah.
But like once I got through the summer, they said you are doing a pretty good job. You want to stay on full time? I was like, well, I don't have any other prospects, so I guess. So I was doing that, going to community college. And then we were doing YouTube just whenever we had free time. So that was sort of my life for a while.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was fun. And I remember because eventually we decided to move up to Denver to go to film school. And I was like, well, I wonder if there was any way I could transfer like my job. But there was another Air Force base up in Denver that talked with them and they let me transfer up to there doing the same thing I was doing. So I was able to move up there.
Huh.
And yeah, like we were talking about back in the day, like making minimum wage was $7. I was making, after I was going through like all my training and getting promoted and stuff like that, probably like $15 an hour, which was pretty good back then.
Over double minimum wage.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So that was
Not fair.
It was fun, but it was a lot of work
Look
because
them up.
you gotta like this job. You had to like create all these like lesson plans for these kids and stuff. You're gonna look them up.
Oh, if you guys can hear Rick's laughing in the background.
But you had to create lesson plans for the kids and do all this stuff. And little Timmy always falling off the scooters and kids whacking each other. And, you know.
Did you have one that you just knew was going to be chaos that day? Like before, like you just knew he was a regular. And you were like, okay.
Yeah, sometimes. There was this one kid for sure. Like he had one of those like tempers where he can come in and just be like the happiest kid on earth. And then one thing can just be like, tink, ah! So it was interesting. When I left that job, you want to know why?
Why?
Because I had bought plane tickets to go visit my grandma. And it was with my dad and my brother, and we were going to go to a Bengals-Broncos game too, and an Ohio State football game. We had all the tickets and everything. I requested the time off like weeks in advance.
No.
I had the tickets, plane tickets and everything. So when it came time for me to be like, yo, like, I'm not coming in, next week, obviously, because I put my time in. My boss was like, well, if you don't come in, that means I'm going to have to work, and I don't want to. So you have to come in.
Bye.
I was like, wait, what? It was so annoying. I missed this entire trip.
No, you did not.
Yes.
I would have went, dude.
Oh, bro. That's quitting time right there, buddy. That's the whistle.
That's exactly what I still came into work though, and I skipped the trip, and it was the worst because I still have never been to an Ohio State game, and I want to go bad. And that was my chance, tickets and everything.
Oh my soul, man.
But that's what
You have more integrity than me. I would have said, buddy, I don't care about no commitment. You're now working.
Well, if you fair enough gave him weeks in advance,
Yes, weeks
notice,
in advance.
then it's like
If you can't tell, that says a lot about Andrew. Never been fired, never, but like committed to the job and like honest, has as loyal and integrity. Then there's us. I'm kidding.
But that's what led to me saying, well, I don't like boss telling me I can't visit my grandma, so I'm going to quit this job and I'm going to pursue YouTube full time. We weren't making like a ton of money back then, so this is probably more like a pay cut for me.
Let's go.
I was like, we got to full send it.
But at the same time, we were going to college, so
We
it's
gotta
not like we
Right.
necessarily had to have like a job.
Didn't.
Because you know what I mean.
It's definitely, and if you guys watching, expense wise, it's definitely easier to have 2 or 3 roommates where you're all splitting rent and utilities and all that stuff. So that's definitely key. So that definitely made it easier to be like, well, I mean, if I can at least pay rent, like, what's the
Did it
big
help
deal?
to be
Yeah.
motivated by manager Steve just to show him that you can make it on YouTube?
Yeah, basically.
Steve!
I was like, I'm gonna make my own job.
I wish
listen
And
to
then
you.
you're going to want to be hired, and I'm going to say you can't see your grandma.
If you don't come into work, then I have to work.
Got him.
Yeah. I feel like I wish I could remember that moment. If there was a moment, maybe that we were like, we're doing this full time now.
Let's go.
Well, for you, like once you got fired from CPK, you didn't really like seek out anything else because we were still like doing YouTube, and you're like, yeah, I'll just do that. And for me, it was like I enjoyed my job, and I was making
crazy?
pretty good money. I was still trying to do YouTube, but that was the other thing. Like I'd have to get up at like 4 a.m. to go to work every day because I had to do like before school stuff before I went to school. So I was like, you know what? This makes sense. I don't have to get up early. I can be my own boss.
And I can play a Halo.
Halo tournaments all night long.
Yeah. Loved Halo, man. I'm excited for the new Halo, speaking of.
Listen, I have been so moved by this story of Andrew that we need to all go to Ohio for something. Just to see the games.
Please?
Let's do it. Everybody, donate.
Donate!
The best way you can donate is hit subscribe.
Subscribe, like this video, share it with your mom. She'll say, why am I watching this? And we'll say, you don't have to watch it. It's a podcast.
You can listen to it.
Well,
Yeah, Mom.
She's been living under a rock. Doesn't know what a podcast is.
What questions do we got in regards to work, being
What
fired?
Was one thing that you took away from your employments? Do you have any other like random jobs you did?
I was a lifeguard.
Is that answer the question or?
Well, I gave him a second question.
That does answer the question.
That answered the question. But so anyway, back to the first question. Are there any, what was your like something you learned from your previous employments?
Gotta remember CPR.
CPR.
You don't even know what that is?
Wait,
What is that?
California pizza remembering.
Customer. I don't know.
Please. Wait, please. Wait. No, you gotta know. Well, don't no one tell him.
CPR.
No, you're playing, right?
I'm not playing.
Okay,
no.
What do you think it could be?
That's why I said customer something.
Yes. Yes.
No, you know, your mind was tricked by him saying something.
Maybe.
Okay, so let's follow the train here. Let's follow the trail.
The train.
Train gang, what led you to think, why are you confused? Like, let's see what happened before this. What was I talking about?
Oh, okay, I'll restate the question. What's one thing that you learned from your previous employment? Like a big takeaway from working somewhere else. You're like, I still think about this today.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Gotta remember CPR.
Yeah, I have no clue on this.
Well, let's move on.
I'll have to look it up after the podcast here.
Wait, no. Can you look it up now?
Sure. I'll look it up. What is CPR?
Please.
Cardiopulmonary resuscitation? Oh! The light bulb. Wow. That was a big thing.
Customer
CPR.
Like he didn't have his coffee yet.
Well, I don't know. I don't know why I couldn't
that was
bring
great.
those two together. Like
I think
I never was taught that though.
But he was saying he was a lifeguard.
Okay.
I was a lifeguard, and then you're like, what'd you learn? And I was like, well, don't forget CPR. And you're like, what is CPR?
So that's his big takeaway.
All right, y'all's.
I'll go next.
Okay.
Well, this is just something funny. So working at the Air Force, I was trying to do my job like as quick as I possibly could. We got assigned a task. We had to go to all the baseball diamonds around like the academy and redo like all the bases on them and take them off, put the new ones down. And I'm like, okay, let's go. We're driving there. I'm getting out. I'm setting them all up. And the dude I'm working with, who's been working, or I think he was in the Air Force, but he was working there too. He's going slow as a slug. He's like, bro, you've got to slow down. He's like, as soon as you finish this job, they're just going to give you another one. And it just never stops. So his advice was, don't worry about doing a good job or how fast you are. Just get through
your time.
Wow.
I just thought it was really funny because like my mindset was like, oh, I got to do a good job. Got to get it all done. And he was like, dude, chill. You're just, there's always another task at the end. It never ends.
So now looking back at it, how do you look at that statement? Do you agree with it? Do you?
Oh, it's funny though.
I think it's funny. I don't know how you want to take it.
Yeah,
Because I mean, if I guess it depends on your personality. If you're like a really hard worker, it's like, yeah, you can start getting a lot more stuff done if you're like that.
But you could also look at it from the perspective of you don't even work there anymore.
Right.
So like,
what does it matter?
It's like, and that guy's probably still working there. And he's doing his thing,
Yeah.
Minimal effort.
Yeah. So those are the two apples. Eat one.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I wish I just would have worked harder. Although I maybe didn't want to be there, like I could have been smarter. I could have developed more improved habits, life habits that I was just lounging around. I just wish I would have done that.
Yeah.
Because clearly I feel like your first job is typically is not like, I'm going to be here for life.
That's a good point.
So
I feel like it works out either way, as long as like you have some sort of like, okay, this is what I want to be, or this is what I want to do. Not like, it's not like y'all knew, I want to do YouTube for the rest of my life forever. I always knew that. Maybe you did, but like, I feel like some of it is like, sometimes it's just easy to know, okay, this is not what I want to do. This is not what I want to do. And so like, you can make those decisions of like even for me, like there were certain things where I was like, okay, why am I working so hard about, what is so funny? Rick is laughing at us.
no, I was just looking at Rick, and
How dare you?
it's nothing you were saying.
Go ahead.
Anyway, no. I don't know what I was saying.
You didn't want to work there.
I forgot CPR. No, what I was going to say is I do feel like the most lessons that I had are at jobs that I actually enjoyed. Still had to learn stuff, still had to like, but I feel like that's a huge part of it. Not saying that you got to have like, you're going to enjoy every job. Every job has unenjoyable things, no matter what.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's not so much like highlighting those, but like finding a job where you're like, hey, I'm past the threshold of like, I don't like this job at all. If you can get past that threshold of like, oh, this is a decent job, then you can grow and you can like
Learn stuff.
Yeah.
Depending on what job, you might not, like you're saying, think I'm going to be a waiter for my entire life, but then there's like traits of like hard work and stuff that you can take from any job.
Yeah.
And those are the things that you should be like investing in. Not necessarily like learning, I know the menu back and forth and I'm going to remember this menu for the rest of my life. And
some of it too at that age is learning what are you good at all?
Yeah.
Like, what is easy for you to do that you enjoy? Like I enjoyed talking to people, but I didn't enjoy like memorizing the menu and like trying to figure out what's the right angle to put my hand on this plate. Like, I don't care, but I love talking to people.
Here's the problem I feel like most people face. They don't have a why as to
Why
are you doing it? Because like if I would have created that for myself, like why am I working this waiter job when I don't want to be doing this? Well, if I would have said, because I want to save up maybe to one day buy a home, or I need to pay off debt, or little things like that. You're going to work with intention, knowing, man, I'm not going to be here. This is only for a season. Just like seasons come and go. Like I'm going to be here for this season. I'm going to work hard because my why, I'm doing it for a bigger purpose. And no people, that's what I didn't have a why. I was just there like, I hate being here, so I'm going to hate it. And man, if I would have just had that, it would have changed a lot.
Whys are very good. Is there a job, looking back, instead of getting the waiter position, was there a job, if you think about it, that maybe you would have wanted to apply for instead? Somewhere else?
Probably. And now that we're kind of talking about other
Beacons?
jobs. I was just thinking, because I know I said I only had 2 jobs, but I also did do some other side jobs here and there, like Beacons. I worked like a temp job cleaning up people's.
What is Beacons?
It's a company, like you go to someone's house and clean up all their garbage, and it was a nightmare, honestly. Did that. I worked as a PA, a production assistant on America's Got Talent.
Oh, me too.
That was fun.
I've done that on HGTV.
Yeah. But as far as like a job besides being a waiter, that's hard to think about. I don't know if I have an answer to that.
I remember I was talking with somebody at our high school reunion. This, I think, like a couple years ago. Someone I was talking to was saying, like, he's like, oh yeah, I'm a train conductor right now. I'm just doing an oddball job. I was like, what the? Sometimes, like, when you think about it, there's just like these random jobs that just sound like, even it, like you're saying, for a season.
Yeah.
Like, imagine being a train conductor for like a year. Like, what an experience that would be. Or, yeah.
My friend, he did a job like that in Alaska, canning fish. for like a whole summer. Like lost his mind. He's like, but the pay is great. Like, all I got to do is can fish, and they give you your own boarding and all that stuff. He goes out there and like, it's Alaska. There's nothing to do. You know what I mean? It was like he just goes out there.
Sorry,
it's epic.
Sorry, all you Alaskans listening.
Alaska,
They
look,
are upset.
you're welcome to come to Colorado.
Nope. They can't.
For the record,
They can go to California.
I've never been there, but my family has on vacation. They said it's incredible.
I'm not saying it's not an epic vacation spot. You want to spend a year there?
No, I don't want to go there.
I've been there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
What's it like?
And what do you think?
Well, we were only there for a week, so it was a lot of fun. You go to a movie.
Yeah.
We got out at 11 p.m. The sun was still kind of out. It's like, wow, this is cool.
But what if you're in like
Never have
this
to wear
remote-
sunscreen.
This guy was in a remote like fishing.
If it's like a rundown fishing town,
Yeah.
no. But we did a drive down to a fishing village, and that particular village was really cool. Coffee shops and like just people coming in on the boats, just getting stoked.
Guys, I take it all back. Okay,
Oh.
I'm happy that you're in Alaska. I'm happy. I would love to go. I'd love to fish. I'd love to all and not even as a tourist. I may move there fully. Maybe Kelly will come too.
Maybe.
She probably
I
doesn't
have
like the cold.
one more oddball job that I did. I worked for this company called Dance Picks.
Huh?
I remember that.
I would go on, they were mainly on the weekends. So I would like gear up with the squad. They have like all this. My job was to film dance like performances, dance recitals, but they were
Nice.
like, not like high end stuff. These were like, school age.
Oh.
It was cringy as all get out. And we're filming these for the parents to buy like a DVD of like Cynthia's dance recital.
Yes.
And we would we would fly out to all different parts. Like we went to Oregon,
Wasn't
DC.
that super weird? Like the parents were like, so you were filming who? And they're like, yeah, we were filming your kid. But if you want to buy,
official, okay, it was official. It wasn't like guerrilla style. It was official.
Hey, you gotta-
It was like literally all day long sitting there on the tripod. You have to like practice like zoom ins on the particular like dance sections. It's like, okay, that was a good, and then you got to cut back out. And then as soon as they're done, you got to log it all in the computer and before like the next performance comes, so you don't lose it. Because if you mess up Cynthia and then Cynthia's mom wants it, and you're like, oops, I didn't log it right. Hours. We're talking like 8-hour days sitting there like filming dance recitals. I did that like 2 or 3 times. And I was like, oh, this is like draining.
Kind of like what Rick's doing right now with the secondary camera.
Exactly.
Imagine that for 8 hours, Rick.
But it's like little Cynthia's dance recital.
not much different.
I think I remember that vaguely. I feel like I was trying to get on that as well.
Yeah, 'cause you were asking me about
And
it.
they asked him for a reference, and they realized that he
Man,
quit.
That gives us. Okay, one more side story, because we both went on a job interview for this side job because we're doing YouTube. But like, anytime someone might post something, it's like, hey, this is a great way to make extra money, and we're like, extra money?
Yes.
Cool. We went and did this interview for Mad Science.
That's what it's called.
The whole point was they would give you a science experiment like the night before. You had to practice it at your house, do all this stuff, and then you go to a school for an after-school program and you perform the science experiment.
Yes.
You're like this weird scientist. You have to put on the outfit.
Mad science.
We went through the whole interview process and the guy was stoked. And as we're going through the interview process, we're realizing this is cringy. This is not what we want to do.
Yep.
This is
Oh, you guys are going to be great. Yes.
basically.
You sign it.
And I remember because he brought us into there was us two, maybe 3 other people. And he'd bring us into the office like one at a time to kind of discuss like what are your hours that you're available to work and stuff like that. I remember Justin went in and said something, and I can't remember, what did you say?
I don't know.
I just remember, because I remember asking you later and you're like, yeah, you made up something about how like you're busy as all get out and can't work or something like that. But anyway, I go in there and he's talking to me and he goes, well, welcome to Mad Science. And I was like, I'm not shaking your hand. I don't want this job.
You did not say that.
I didn't say it out loud, but I was like, well, I still got to think about it. So we left and never replied to his
Puts
text.
hands and arms and
He's like,
I got
welcome to Mad Science.
Yep.
And I was like, oh man,
Glad that
this
didn't
is going to be
work
the cringiest thing if I ever will not accept.
need to hunt them down too.
Oh, wait. One more thing from me as well when it comes to jobs that I remember.
Please.
And both of you, we got agents in Denver. We are part of a talent agency. So we go out to auditions. And I remember going. I think I did 2 auditions, or I got chosen from these auditions and did like these little commercials. So that was kind of fun. But as you guys can see, like we across the board, I know we started with, we only had 2, but like we were trying to do stuff all over the board. And that's when
I did an insurance commercial, and I was a background character in like America Furniture Warehouse or something.
I did an anti-smoking commercial.
I've been in Nerf and Battleship.
Ooh.
I was actually in Battleship with like when I'm like American Idol was like a really big thing.
Ooh.
So we like,
that's cool.
It was like it's a national commercial, and then did Nerf or Nothing.
Yeah.
Did
that's
that
cool.
a couple times, and then a couple other ones. But
I mean, as you guys can see, like we eventually got to where we were supposed to be. And
at this table,
man, all of it plays a part in this story. And we did learn things along the way. So it was great.
Should we call GameStop and ask them if this is their first job?
Yeah, we got to.
Gotta call GameStop.
All right.
Hi, thanks for calling your local GameStop here in Gladstone. This is Connor. What can I do for you today?
Hey, Connor, how's it going?
Pretty good. How are you?
Epic. What games do you have available?
What games do I have available?
Yeah, like PS5 versions.
Okay, that's an easier question to answer. Let me print out that list for you.
Awesome. And you're on the Laugh Daily podcast. So what is this your first job?
No, this is not my first job.
Really? What was your first job?
My first job ever? Goodness, I was a play guide for a children's museum.
Oh, that's epic. What was that? What'd you do?
I had to make sure kids learned and had fun at the same time.
That's epic.
PS5 in stock. I have Outriders, Balan Wonderworld, Tawny Hawk, Pro Skater 1 and 2, Marvel's Avengers, Control Ultimate, the Neo Collection, Hitman 3, Overcooked All You Can Eat, Puyo Puyo Tetris 2.
Oh, sweet.
FIFA
Tetris 2. That's epic.
Yeah, Madden 21, Immortals, Phoenix Rising, Devil May Cry 5, Just Dance 2021, Watch Dogs Legion, Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, Demon Souls, NBA 2K21, Sackboy, Spider-Man Miles Morales, and the ultimate version of that, Demon Souls, FIFA, Godfall, Standard Edition, Hitman 3, Override 2, and that is it.
Epic.
Gonna have to come in and check out the selection. Do you have any advice for people trying to get a first job?
Oh, people trying to get a first job. Stay diligent, for one. 2, your resume says it all. So if your resume doesn't catch attention, then they're just going to move on along to the next one that does. And 3, be enthusiastic in an interview. If you don't seem like you want to work there, they're probably not going to hire you.
Makes sense. What is one? Okay, last thing. What is one job, if you could have it, what is one job you'd want?
It's kind of been a lifelong dream of mine to personally be an artist for like a game development company or advertising. I love to draw and do art. I find myself finding less and less time to actually do it.
Yeah.
But it's a passion of mine.
That's epic.
Yeah, that's really cool. Thanks for sharing all that information and just the conversation. You sound like an awesome guy.
Thanks.
Yeah. I mean, that's it. We'll have to come check out the games, but appreciate your time.
No problem at all. I hope you have a wonderful day.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Let's go.
He has some great advice in the podcast.
That was a great call.
That was epic.
I didn't get his name. Did you?
He said it in there, I thought, but I don't remember where it was.
But you repeated it.
Oh, yeah. I don't
Hey,
remember.
Connor.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
But other than that, hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Was a fun time chatting about this.
Real quick, what if that guy gets that dream job like in the next year and be like, I remember randomly these weirdos called me up and it just sparked something in me. I was like, I got to go pursue my dream job.
It's not too far
We're gonna be
off.
hearing
That'd be
from
dope.
Connor soon.
I had to print out the whole PS5 game list.
He just kept going.
I know, that was legendary. But hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Make sure you laugh daily. And we'll see you on the next episode. Goodbye.
See you, Rick.
Bye, Rick.
Say bye to Rick.
Bye.
Bye, Rick. Bye, Ricky.